starting lineup. So we're kicking things off with Team Barbados. Starting with number 6, Enrico Brown. Number 7, Tayon Burkett. Number 12, Jordan Isaiah John. Captain, number 14, Yer Gill. Number 18, Kaylin Appleway. Number 15, Joshua Ashby. And libero, number 2, Liam Yearwood. Barbados is coached by John Stewart. And now, volleyball fans, let's meet their opponents. Team Puerto Rico.
Welcome to live coverage of the NORCECA U19 Boys Continental Volleyball Championships live from the West Gym here in Burnaby, British Columbia, Canada. We are coming to you from Simon Fraser University. Hello everyone, my name is Wilson Wong here on the commentary with you today for the rest of the day here at SFU, hoping to continue bringing you great volleyball action as we've seen here all week. Exciting action as we get set for the classification match between Barbados and Puerto Rico. Barbados will be wearing the yellow and black jersey setup, and Puerto Rico will be in blue shirts with a set of red shorts. Barbados to open with the serve. Puerto Rico on the attack, the tip over, and it will be a player on the net, a Barbados player on the net, so Puerto Rico getting the opening point. Their captain, number 6, Hector Laverne, the setter, will serve now for Puerto Rico. Laverne deep. And Barbados can't handle the ball and bring it back over the net, so it will be an ace for Laverne. And of course, just a reminder, 2 semifinals coming up after this match here. Puerto Rico lost their quarterfinal matchup yesterday to fall into this particular side of the draw. Barbados with the ball, and the attack will go off the blocks, down for a point for Barbados. That was Applewhite with the point there for Barbados. Now Laverne setting up the attack, and that point down for Cologne, wearing number 22 for the team in blue. Hopgood back to serve now for Puerto Rico. The jump serve just off the top of the net, dug up by Brown of the Barbados team, and then Burkett will get the kill and go to the service line for Barbados. The second point here for the team from the Caribbean. Laverne setting up on the far side attack, and that is a textbook play there on the serve receive. Soto, the point for Puerto Rico, 4-2. Machin now looking to add to this Puerto Rico lead. Good pass, and now on the attack, Barbados' turn. It's Applewhite again for Barbados. He will deliver the serve. Laverne, back set on the near sideline, a kill again for Cologne. 5-3 for Puerto Rico. John with the attack into the blocks. He sets up again here on a second opportunity, and this time goes down the line for a point. Jordan John for Barbados got 2 attacks there, and on the second one he converts for Barbados. And then will now go to the line. Barbados, coached by John Stewart and assisted by Elwin Oxley. Laverne over to the far side, Soto. Dug up by Barbados. On the near side attack, it's Pierre Gill. He's the captain for Barbados. So we're tied at 5 as Barbados able to even the score here. Once again, it is John with the serve. Laverne, short set. Attack dug up by Barbados. And now that spike attempt goes long, and it will be a point for Puerto Rico as they retake the lead here, 6-5. Soto. Looking for some instructions from the bench. He'll deliver a spike serve, goes off the top of the net again. John, and then now over to the far side attack off the top of the blocks. Laverne set for the middle, and another point for Barbados. This time it's Fabian Rivera, the middle, wearing number 7, adding to his team's lead. It's 7-5. Puerto Rico early here in the opening set. We are in a classification match. The winner of this one will play for 5th tomorrow as that serve goes out of play. Earlier today, Panama defeated the Dominican Republic in 4 sets, so the winners will play tomorrow for 5th and 6th, and 7th and 8th will be decided between the Dominican Republic and the loser of this match. Ball dug up at the back line, set up for Cologne. Barbados trying to save the ball and able to set up an attack, this time on the far side. Puerto Rico still able to set up something that will result in a point, 8-6. As we see here, the ball rolled over on the far sideline, and Barbados couldn't quite get a dig and then a set for an attack. 8-6 in favor of Puerto Rico. Ball sent up the middle, off the triple block, back over to the Barbados side, and finally pushed to the back of the court. Now Cologne pushes the ball over. And the attack there from Gill results in a point. Play is called, a lift called against Puerto Rico. Brown, Laverne. The tip goes onto the Barbados side, and it'll be 4 touches against Barbados as they couldn't get the ball over. Puerto Rico 9-7 in front. Laverne goes back to serve for the second time in this match. It's Yearwood getting the reception. Ball sent to the far sideline, and it will be a kill just sneaking inside the line for Gill. Close match so far in the opening set. Gill with a high toss and the serve right down the line, and then the attack from Machin goes way long as it just couldn't quite time that jump and the contact correctly. So we're tied at 9 once again. Attack from Cologne goes down for the point off a double block at the far sideline. Hopgood will now go to the line. And that ball will just sail out. And Barbados with the lead now, tie game 10-10. Just ahead of myself here. Tayon Burkett, the setter, will serve, jump floater. Laverne setting up the near sideline. Cologne goes off the blocks. John and Ashby could not block the access there for Puerto Rico. So the team in blue once ahead again, ahead by 1. Ball set over to the near side. John continue here for Barbados. Laverne now for Puerto Rico. Cologne again off the blocks. John and Ashby. And with that, we're going to see a timeout called by the Barbados coaching staff, once again led by John Stewart. For the Puerto Rico team, coaching staff is led by Iman Ami Torres Calvo and the assistant coach Carlos Javier Aviles Ferraro. The officials in this game, we'll give you the officials here as well. The referee, the number 1 referee is Jeffrey Moreno of the Dominican Republic. The second referee on the floor is Steve Hewitson, a Canadian. And then R3 is Tatiana Villalobos. The line judges in this game, Fred Setterington, Angela Yee, Caleb Hutchinson, and Ashley Lowndes. The scorers, Chloe Lang and Janesse Pagunsan. Of course, not only is this an exciting opportunity for the players, but the officials, especially the local officials here from British Columbia, as that of course, many of these officials we also see almost on a weekly basis, as there are several levels of university volleyball locally here, including the NCAA, U Sports, and the CCAA. Puerto Rico back up by 2 points off that last kill. And a back set there, and a quick and easy kill for Puerto Rico that will send Cologne to the service line. He sends that one just long, and a good play there by John to let that go over his head, and now he will get a chance to serve. Barbados down 13-12. Laverne now down the sideline. The attack will go out of bounds. Point to Soto, and the error going to Soto. John for Barbados again, this time again down the line. Ball set up to the middle, and that time for Puerto Rico, Rivera able to knock the point down and convert on the play. So side out Puerto Rico, that means Soto will head back to serve right in front of the sponsors boards here inside the West Gym at Simon Fraser University. And another serve that sails out. So not a lot of long point streaks here for either team. That is, I believe, the fourth service error for Puerto Rico in this contest. And just as I say that, Barbados delivers one as well. So the errors now are actually 5-1. Of course, I'm following along, of course, on the live stats. You can do so as well from the NORCECA website. Rivera in for Yearwood on the reception. Set up the attack for Gill. Now Laverne the setter for Puerto Rico, and it's going to be a block on the far side. A combination block there by Brown and Burkett. That sets off a nice celebration for Barbados as they are once again level with Puerto Rico, this time at 15 points each. Exciting match so far here as the afternoon light floats into the West Gym here. It's been a very unsettled day kind of here in the Vancouver area as the attack goes for Puerto Rico as Hopgood able to get the point for Puerto Rico. The setter and captain Laverne. For the team in blue. Set very close to the net there as Caitlin's attack dug up by Puerto Rico now. This time Hopgood tries to go past the blocks again, but he is blocked on the far side. So once again, the teams are level. They've split the first 32 points of this contest evenly, 16-16. We'll see what Gill can do for his team. Barbados, taken by Figueroa Santiago, the libero, and that leads to a kill for Cologne. Once again, Puerto Rico in front, and that's been their position for most of this match. Barbados has been playing from behind, trying to tie things up here for most of this one so far. The Figueroa serve will end up in a point. Barbados player with the block error. Touching the net. So Puerto Rico up 18-16, and Barbados will call a timeout. So they look to reset here and try to get back to level terms. You're watching live coverage of the NORCECA U19 Boys Continental Volleyball Championships live from the West Gym here at Simon Fraser University in Burnaby, British Columbia, Canada. We've seen some great volleyball action here all week, and we hope you've enjoyed watching us here on CBC Sports and on the Volleyball Canada YouTube channel. And Barbados, first to kind of get back out on the floor. Of course, we hope you've enjoyed watching the games, and we certainly hope the teams have enjoyed their visit here to Burnaby. Teams looking to finish off on a high note here as the serve comes in from Figueroa, and the attack saved at the back of the court by Puerto Rico, and Soto has his attack dug up. John now in transition for Barbados. Of course, a big week for this Barbados team. A lot of their players have been also having to take their very important CXC exams while here in Burnaby. So we hope that not only have they done well on the volleyball court. We hope that they have done very well on their exams, as well as that serve from Kai White just goes out of bounds, so he shows a little bit of frustration, but the first person over to hug him and encourage him is Coach Stewart. 19-17 in favor of Puerto Rico. Ball set up for an attack from John. Laverne with a bump set, and will be a free ball over back to Barbados. Short set for the middle, and it's a point for the team in yellow. Once again, it is Ashby. Applewhite will get the opportunity to serve, hoping to tie this game here, down by 1. Bumped over the net, and the set is over the net, and it will be a violation on Barbados. So that was actually basically 3 errors on that play, and unfortunately for Barbados, that means Puerto Rico will get the point. Puerto Rico probably feeling lucky to escape there with that point. Kirill, setter into this game. Brown, the set, and the attack will end up with a free ball here. Brown. And John hammers that shot home. That gets a big celebration from his teammates. Once again, Barbados not letting their deficit get past 2 points. Have a chance here to tie this one at 20 points each. Another over bump. This time it is another party ball. Gill again. And this time Puerto Rico forced to call a timeout. Some momentum here for Barbados. And the very small contingent of Barbados fans up out of their seats, waving the Trident flag and blowing hard on their horns here. Must say one of the highlights of this week here in Burnaby has been the fans of all the countries that are taking part. Some only have a few here, parents and support staff, but they have been loud and making their presence known. So it's certainly been a very entertaining week for us local volleyball fans to be able to interact and mix and mingle with some of the visitors that have come with the other teams here, the other 7 teams that are taking part and hoping to win this NORCECA Continental Championship. Coming out of the timeout, Barbados looking to take the lead. First attack here from Puerto Rico, and they convert. It is Gonzalez, Elvis Gonzalez, into the game with that ball off the blocks and out of bounds. Point for Puerto Rico. Soto wearing number 10. Looking to set up the serve here. Will jump float. And the middle attack for Barbados is successful. Ashby once again going off the blocks. We're tied at 21. So not much has really changed here. Both teams playing this game very closely and very competitively, and we will see Kai White back in, going to the bench for Burkett. Ashby, number 19 for Barbados, right to the end line and actually over and out. Puerto Rico back in front, 22-21. They haven't led by many points, but they have consistently led in this opening set. Cherubin now for Puerto Rico. Well, guess what? We're tied again. 22 points for Barbados, 22 points for Puerto Rico. Brown off of Figueroa Santiago, so it'll have to be a free ball. It barely gets over the net, and so the libero gets the kill on the bump that went where he had to go behind his back. And that basically perfect placement. He couldn't believe it. He put his head in his hands. It will be a kill for the libero. That's a rare run. Puerto Rico back in front, 23-22. The starting setter, Laverne, now back into this one. And an over bump and party ball for Puerto Rico. Machin, number 12, gives his team set point, 24-22. Barbados will have no room for error on this play. And the next one if they can get it. Laverne, Yearwood with the dig. Free ball over by Kalen. Laverne sets up the attack near side. Cologne. And it goes off of the antenna. That will give Puerto Rico the opening set, 25-22. A well-played set. Very, very entertaining and competitive. And neither team really had a very big lead, and in fact 25-22 is probably one of the bigger leads in this opening set here, and so the advantage goes to Puerto Rico in this opener. Some quick stats for you here. The leading point totals here: Cologne has 7 points on 7 kills, and John for Barbados, as well as Gill with 4 points each. Brown and Burkett for Barbados with points on blocks, and Laverne with the only ace of that opening set. Once again, the opening set going to Puerto Rico 25-22. We're going to take a short break here and come back in just a little bit, where we will continue with more Barbados-Puerto Rico action from the NORCECA U19 Boys Volleyball Continental Championships in Burnaby. And welcome back to Simon Fraser University's West Gym and live coverage of the NORCECA U19 Boys Continental Championships. You're watching live coverage on CBC Sports and on the Volleyball Canada YouTube. Thank you for joining us, and we hope you've enjoyed this match so far from wherever you are watching, Barbados, Puerto Rico, and everywhere else around the world. My name is Wilson Wong here on commentary, and we have Mike Parolini running the production in the booth, in the cage as we call it here at the West Gym. The opening point of the second set going to Puerto Rico on the combination block on the far sideline. And of course, we hope you can continue watching if you are not local. The semifinals coming up after this match here from the West Gym. If you are local, we encourage you to come to the gym, cheer on in person, watch some great volleyball. The tickets are very affordable, and you can bring your whole family. Set up for the attack for Barbados, and it will be Applewhite on the near side attack, tying this match, the second set at 1 point each. Gill now for Barbados. The high toss, but unfortunately for him, that one just rolls over the back line past the Mizuno sponsored logo. And so Puerto Rico back in front, 2 points to 1. Early here in the second set as Jaden Figueroa will look to add to Puerto Rico's lead. He will try his hand at a toss, this time dug up by Yearwood. The attack near side, and in fact the set is too close to the net. And for Barbados, John could not get to it and have enough room to get that ball over the net. So it will be a 3-1 lead for Puerto Rico as Figueroa will serve once again. Another nice serve. We'll see what Barbados can do, and they get mixed up there on the attack. And a near point there for Barbados anyway, but this time they will convert on the more conventional middle attack. Burkett with the point. Barbados got mixed up on their first attack and kind of just threw a free ball over, which Puerto Rico maybe wasn't quite expecting. Barbados, though, getting the point, 3-2, and now 3-3 on that ace. Burkett with a nice serve, and that will mean he'll get another chance here. Barbados playing Puerto Rico tough, but so far in this tournament, Barbados, the very, very young team, has not been able to win a set in any of their group matches. Looking to change that here in the classification round. Laverne set up for the middle attack for Cologne, and the dig goes into the net, so it will be a point for Puerto Rico as they go back up in front 4-3. Barbados lost to Canada in the opening in their opening match, and then to Mexico, and then to Costa Rica. Attack off the block for Barbados. As I said, Barbados with a very young team here, as there are 3 players that were born in 2011 on this roster. So hopefully they are getting some great experience against some older boys from around the region. So that last serve, it will be 5-4 Puerto Rico. Cologne. Set by Brown, and the attack goes down for Ashby. Pardon me, that was Gill. Might have confused 19 for 14, or the other way around. As now Barbados, nonetheless, will get the serve. Tied at 5. Just as quickly, Puerto Rico back up by 1. Soto with the kill. Soto dug up by Gill. The set in the middle for Ashby, but they couldn't quite get his body adjusted, so he's going to be given the error. Puerto Rico up 7-5. Bump set there from Brown, and a deep attack from Gill. Puerto Rico in the other way, and Cologne able to take advantage, as it didn't look like Barbados was able to get back into optimal position there on defense. So we will have Puerto Rico ahead 8-5. Deep serve taken by Yearwood. Set for Gill. Ball rolling over and saved by Cologne. And the attack goes out of play, so Barbados able to get the side out. And Burkett comes back in. Ashby with the serve. Laverne set off the blocks. Another try here for Puerto Rico, rolled over by Soto. Brown with the set and the attack up the middle, and Ashby hits the top of the net. Another error for Barbados. 9-6 for Puerto Rico. Serve on the way from Rivera. Brown to Gill. That's nicely executed by Barbados. 9-7. They're down. Brown once again to the far, down the far sideline. Laverne near side set for roll shot from Cologne. Ball set very near to the net, just pushed over by Barbados. And a quick attack from Puerto Rico as Machin gets the point. 10-7 for Puerto Rico. Laverne getting the assist, and then now a chance to increase his team's lead as he goes to the service line. Barbados on the attack and off the... No touch on the blocks. It will be just out on its own. That will force the Barbados coaching staff to call a timeout with the team down 11-7. You're watching the NORCECA U19 Boys Continental Championships live from the Simon Fraser University West Gym in Burnaby, British Columbia, Canada. We hope you've enjoyed our coverage so far this week on CBC Sports and on the Volleyball Canada YouTube channel. And a big shout out to Tim James, who had been providing commentary for the games earlier in the week, doing a great job as usual. And he, of course, is a local broadcaster, a newscaster, and a volleyball commentator. So we have the great luxury of hearing him on many volleyball broadcasts around the region here in British Columbia. And just a reminder, semifinals are coming up here at the West Gym. Canada will be playing Costa Rica. The USA will be playing Mexico. John with the dig. Applewhite with the shot over the net. Figueroa Santiago for Cologne, and it will be a big kill for Cologne. 12-7 now for Puerto Rico. Barbados coming out of the timeout, looking to kind of reset and regroup, but on that play, they could not prevent Puerto Rico from getting the point. Laverne into the net. Second service error of this match for Puerto Rico. 12-8 in favor of the Puerto Ricans still. Barbados looking to close the gap a little bit more here on this play. Gill to the back of the court. Laverne, back set. Figueroa off the blocks. Brown with the set for Barbados, and it'll be a point for Applewhite. Good ball movement there from Barbados as another serve is on its way right to the back. Figueroa, now Laverne bump over the net, and it'll be a two-hand kill that time from Applewhite. And so Barbados inching closer, down 12-10. Pierre Gill. Another high toss, another deep serve. It goes for an ace. It's right on the line. The referee, or the linesperson, calling that play. She's got her eyes right on the line. Puerto Rico coaching staff very unhappy with that call. But the linesperson was right there and made no hesitation in calling that an ace. So Barbados now a chance to tie this second set, down 11-12. Another deep serve this time. Figueroa Santiago takes it and sets up an attack from Cologne, and Barbados unable to save that ball. So they inch back ahead 13-11. Figueroa of Puerto Rico. That serve is right on the back line. Yearwood looked at it, let it go, and then unfortunately for him, it just rolled in. So great movement right at the end of that serve. Puerto Rico in front again by 3, 14-11. Figueroa, another deep serve. Yearwood with the reception. Kind of a tip attack there from Barbados. And back the other way, Cologne going off the blocks. 15-11 for Puerto Rico. Brown with the set. The attack there will go out of bounds off the block, so kill going to Applewhite. Everyone kind of waiting with bated breath to see whether that ball was going to land on the line or out. Fortunately for Barbados, that was out. Serving down 12-15. And Cologne's spike goes off of blocks, and that, I think, kind of threw off the timing of the defense. So Puerto Rico getting the point there, 16-12. Brown, the set for Applewhite. Block back, and Applewhite will try again. This time goes off the blocks, and the ball drops to the floor for a point. Barbados within 3, 16-13. Applewhite. Deep float serve taken by Figueroa Santiago, and Cologne on a unorthodox jump there misses as he took off on 1 foot on the run and couldn't make contact. So the attack error gives Barbados another point, and it will be in a timeout called by Puerto Rico. Still ahead 16-14, but wanting to maybe keep Barbados from building up too much momentum here. We are coming to you live from inside the beautiful West Gym here at Simon Fraser University, home of Canada's NCAA program. And of course, this week, the host of the U19 NORCECA Boys Continental Championships. 8 teams looking to win the top prize and, of course, qualify for the World Championships next year. The 4 teams that have qualified are the semifinal teams that will play later today. They are Mexico, Costa Rica, the United States, and host Canada. Those 4 teams will be playing later today. This game will help determine the placement in the 5th to 8th spots, as Cologne able to easily knock that ball down for another point. Kai White back into the game for Barbados, wearing number 1, as well as Greenidge wearing number 5. And for Puerto Rico, Gonzalez looking to re-enter the game, as well as Kirill. And the World Championships taking place next year. The host city, host country has not been determined yet. That will be announced at a later date. So these boys still don't know which exciting place they'll be going to for next year at the World Championships. Last time around, it was in Uzbekistan, as the Barbados attack dug up by Puerto Rico, as Gonzalez right off the bench and gets the kill with the spike off the blocks. Kirill now with a touch of the ball here on serve. His team in front, 18-14. Kai White with the set. Greenidge hitting the ball into the net, so he will be given the error in the stats. 19-14, Barbados down by 5 points. Kirill. For Barbados, the attack on the far side, that's John lobbing the ball over. Gonzalez, the attack off the blocks. Kirill will reset. Figueroa Santiago down to Soto, but he is stopped at the pass by 2 Barbados players on the far side. Deep serve taken by Figueroa. And then Gonzalez able to turn that into offense for Puerto Rico. And just as we are watching the match in front of us, behind the camera, the facilities crew, the equipment room here at SFU, setting up for the extended bleachers behind us. We are expecting some great crowds tonight here for the 2 semifinal matches. 6 o'clock one, especially as Canada will play for a spot in the final. And there on that play, you see the replay, the attack going off the blocks as Barbados had to send a free ball over the net, and that gave Puerto Rico the attack to come down the middle. 21-15 Puerto Rico in the lead. Over bump, and another point, this time Rivera for Puerto Rico, as it looked like it was Gill sent that ball over. Unfortunately, that led directly to a point for the opponents. 22-15 now, Puerto Rico in front, looking to have a stranglehold on this match. Already ahead 1-0. Team Barbados getting encouragement from their fans. Courtside, you can see them just at the bottom of your screen on the West Gym seats. In fact, they've been out of their seats actually for most of this one, as the serve is dug up by Yearwood, leading to an attack for Gill, and he's able to send that ball off the blocks, out of bounds. Point for Barbados. And of course, as we said, more fans expected here for the semifinal games. Canada and the team from Costa Rica coming up next. That will, of course, have a big crowd. And then USA Mexico, the Mexican team, has brought some very, very vocal fans to this tournament. So it's always been fun to see them in action as well as their team. I'd say they've certainly made a lot of fans here this week, both the spectators and the players, with their entertaining style of play. White with the set. Gill with the attack, and the point will go to Puerto Rico. It will be a player on the net, so a violation against Puerto Rico. Looks like we're going to get some subs again, and looks like Brown is going to come back in. And Applewhite also back for Barbados. 23-17. Barbados looking to cut into this 6-point gap. They will need to. Not much more room for error here in set number 2. But there, Puerto Rico puts them on the brink as Kirill able to get that point for Puerto Rico. So it's a set point for Puerto Rico to go up 2-0. Gonzalez with the serve. The attack from Gill is good on this near sideline. Barbados stays off 1 set point. Gill will look to play a factor here on this point as well. Ball towards the sideline. Laverne with a set very close to the net, and the attack by Machin goes off the blocks, out of bounds. Puerto Rico takes set 2, 25-18. We are going to go to a quick break, and we'll come back with some more stats from set 2 as Puerto Rico goes up 2-0 and hoping to sweep this one in 3. You're watching live coverage of the NORCECA U19 Boys Continental Championships live from Burnaby.
We got lots more volleyball coming from Puerto Rico and Barbados here, so stick around, we'll be right back.
I stack the money out like Tetris. How I got to 50 for my night up. How I'm gonna put the hood to my big truck. This boy, I got it laid up. How you in the game with you ain't signed up? Pull out my dick till they kiss that. She just wanna talk with a big sack. Pull out the chopper, we ain't come back. Touch down on the floor like I run back. We gon' put a little more, I can live life. Don't you better put it off a new song. Could've bought a crib on the drop top.
Well, we've got 1 point apiece here in set 3 between Barbados and Puerto Rico. Canada, Costa Rica coming up next here. But these two teams playing for 5th place. If they win today, then they will play for 5th place tomorrow. If they lose, they'll play for 7th. So after a couple of sets here, Puerto Rico has 32 kills compared to 25 for Barbados. Barbados 3 points on blocks compared to 2 for Puerto Rico. And that will be an ace for Puerto Rico. The third of this one for the team in white and blue and red. Cologne leading this match with 14 points. Offensively, Gill with 10, including an ace. 2 aces from Figueroa. He's got 7 points for Puerto Rico, and Applewhite also with 7 for Barbados. And for Figueroa, he also has 2 points on block, so quite a well-rounded game for him coming off the bench. We are at 4-1 in favor of Puerto Rico. Brown with the set, the attack there from John leads to a point, as we've also got a new libero in Gooding. He got some action and then is going to go back to the bench. Some of the other bench players on the floor for Barbados is Durant delivers a serve. Fortunately for them, Puerto Rico able to turn that into another kill, and it's 5-2. Machin, wearing number 12 for Barbados, looking for the instructions from the coach. Float serve, Brown on the set, and the deep attack goes for Ashby. Applewhite goes to the service line. Team down 5-3. Soto can't get that ball past the blocks. He'll get another chance here on the attack. Rolls that one over. And so first he tried some power, and then that time he tried some finesse. And it works out for him as he found a spot on the floor where there were no Barbados defenders. Serve in play. Brown with a set for Applewhite. Laverne on the other side. Soto into the blocks. Brown and Ashby combining for the point there for Barbados. 6-4, down by 2. And the set for Rivera puts Puerto Rico up 7-4. Soto back to serve. Jump float. Dug up by Gill. And a dump there by Brown. Serve in. Laverne tried a dump, dug up by Barbados, and the deep attack just out by Ashby. Over bump on the serve, and Puerto Rico looks to attack. Ball just tipped to the sideline. And Laverne showing off some excellent improv skills as he tips that ball to the line. None of the Barbados defenders able to deal with that play. 9-5 in favor of Puerto Rico. Brown over to the far side. The attack off the blocks and out. Gill gets another point. So the leading scorer for Barbados now up to 11 points in this one. Laverne set right at the net, and nice play by Puerto Rico to convert. Laverne with a serve. And the attack by Gill. Gooding with the reception, and the set there by Brown. Gill just too much on that serve. Figueroa. Gill. Brown. The attack from Greenidge. Saved by Puerto Rico. Figueroa Santiago bumps the ball over. Brown now with the set. This time the near side. Off the blocks by Applewhite. Brown again over to the far side. Greenidge dug up by Figueroa Santiago. And now the attack off the blocks. Continuation for Puerto Rico. Soto knocks the ball over, and several defenders for Barbados coming together for the ball, and they literally just ran into each other and could not get the ball back over. I think they'll feel a little bit frustrated that that's how the point ended. Both teams with good opportunities to get the point. There was a deflection, and then two players ran into each other, and unfortunately for Barbados, it looks like Brown might have been hurt a little bit more than everyone else, so he might have to take a bit of a break there, holding his face. We hope it's nothing too serious, and there is, of course, a big crew of medical staff here to take a look if needed, but he looks like he just needs a drink or two over at the Barbados bench. Score is 12-7 in favor of Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico looking to sweep this classification match. If they win, they will play the Panama team tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning. And if they lose, they will play the Dominican Republic team to determine 7th and 8th. So Brown will be subbed off. Kai White will come in to set. Figueroa getting ready to deliver the serve. Dug up by Gill, and now the loop attack there from Applewhite. Dug up by Puerto Rico, and that leads to a kill from Machin. Figueroa Santiago, the libero for Puerto Rico, having a good laugh. He's certainly one of the more animated characters on this Puerto Rico team. White with the set over the far side. Greenidge dug up by Figueroa Santiago. Now back the other way, it's Colon off the blocks for a point. Now for those of you watching, if you want to kind of see some of the images and graphics from this tournament, you can follow NORCECA_info on Instagram and Twitter. And of course, Volleyball Canada on Instagram is and Facebook is Volleyball Canada, all one word. And on Twitter, it's VBall Canada, as Barbados looks at an ace that ends up right on the line. 15-7 now for Puerto Rico. And of course, we encourage you to visit the Volleyball Canada website as well at volleyball.ca. White with a long set, and unfortunately the play doesn't work out for Greenidge as he dumps that ball into the net. That one, I think to adjust the body position was hard for both White and Greenidge. 16-7 for Puerto Rico. Gooding, White, Greenidge again. That time, no mistake on the attack. Figueroa Santiago could not handle that ball. Gustavo Guadalupe wearing number 5 in for Puerto Rico. Laverne for Soto off the blocks. They'll try again, and the attack into the net by Machin. And we'll see Durant, the number 9 for Barbados. Jump float serve. Leading to an attack by Puerto Rico. Machin with the point. Back to serve as well, as Figueroa Santiago gets some high fives at the bench. Float serve. Greenidge, and then now the attack from Ashby. Greenidge with the set to White. Applewhite dumps the ball over. The attack is long from Soto. Missed opportunity there for Puerto Rico. Still up 17-10 though, as Barbados looks to make their way back. Applewhite. Bump set from Laverne, high into the air, and no mistake from Colon on the spike. 18-10 for Puerto Rico as the team inches closer to victory in 3 sets here. Already up 2-0 and ahead by 8. Kirill, spell off Laverne. Greenidge, White, back to Greenidge on the far sideline, and 3 players trying to block on that play, and couldn't quite see which player touched the net, but it will be a block error. The attack from Gonzalez, and looks like a double touch called against Barbados. Serve on the way. Deep attack, and it will be an error on Greenidge. White chatting with referee Steve Hewitson. Ready for serve, White bump set to the sideline. Greenidge having to lean back, and his shot goes out. Also dealing with three blockers on that play, so not necessarily a lot of room on the attack. And I think there are still some questions about the rotation here for Barbados. Steve Hewitson chatting with the table staff as well as some of the Barbados players. So once again, I wanted to remind those of you watching to visit the NORCECA website at norceca.info. And the Instagram and Twitter accounts are norceca_info. There's been some great photography already on the Instagram accounts, and we hope that those of you who couldn't join us in person, especially from outside the country, have been able to see some of the great photos, I believe provided mostly by Mark Jansen, one of the tournament photographers, although many media members have shown up to photograph this event, so we're very appreciative of what they've been doing. Ball dumped into the net, 21-12 now for Puerto Rico. Ashby heading back to the service line. Ashby taken by Soto. Figueroa Santiago, the attack from Gonzalez. White will have to bump the ball over for a free ball. The set by Kirill, and that will lead to a point for Puerto Rico. You see Puerto Rico able to take advantage of that free ball. Gonzalez on the end of that play. 10-point lead for Puerto Rico as Rivera now will serve. On the far side, it's Gill. And a little bit of confusion defensively as a couple of players for Puerto Rico both going for the ball. White gets ready to serve for Barbados' team, down by 9. And very close to suffering a loss here. Gonzalez with the kill, so Puerto Rico just 2 points away from taking this match in straight sets. It's 23-13. Gonzalez will serve. The Puerto Rico opposite. Greenidge gets the reception. Gill, and then back to Greenidge for the ball over. Lefty spike from Guadalupe. That sets up match point, 24-13, Puerto Rico in the lead. Ali, the courtside announcer, PA announcer, getting the fans to make some noise here. Could be the final point of this match. White with the set for Barbados. The attack goes out of bounds. Applewhite hits that one just too hard, and Puerto Rico clinches a 3-0 victory, and they will play for 5th place tomorrow against Panama here at the SFU West Gym. Barbados will fall to the 7th, 8th place match against the Dominican Republic here in Burnaby. We hope you can, of course, join us tomorrow for those games, as well, of course, as the 2 semifinals coming up. Canada and Costa Rica, followed by the USA and Mexico. And we'll hope to give you some 3 sets stats here for you before we go. The leading point getters in this matchup. Cologne with 17 points, all on attacks. And Gill led Barbados with 12 points, 11 on attacks, and 1 via the service. For Puerto Rico, they had 48 points on 76 total attack attempts, and Barbados went 32 points out of 74. Barbados had 4 points on via the block, and Barbados had 2. 4 aces for Puerto Rico, 2 for Barbados. And in terms of total points, it was 75 to 53 as Puerto Rico sweeps this one 25-22, 25-18, and 25-13. Thank you very much for joining us here on this broadcast. We hope you can continue watching the NORCECA U19 Boys Continental Championships on CBC Sports and on the Volleyball Canada YouTube. The semifinals are coming up, but for now, we're going to say farewell. My name is Wilson Wong. Thank you once again for joining us on this broadcast.